All right, let's go to TV before we get to the new to see, because there have been some very interesting shows uh, airing while we've been doing all our film festival stuff. House of the Dragon wrapped up its season 1 run with all sorts of skips and dragon warfare. It's we've been talking about how it's giving us that Game of Thrones feeling. How did you feel in those final few episodes? Are you a fan of where it landed, and are you really, really excited for season 2, or have you cooled off a bit?
No, I am just as excited. I feel that a lot of people thought that it was a little anticlimactic. I don't think so because I think
I
it
don't
ended
think so.
exactly where it needed to be.
Yeah.
This is a series where, at least for season one, it's kind of been split between two parts, several time jumps, but in particular, one where you change the two lead actresses that you see right there
Mm-hmm.
on screen. And I was a little worried, in particular, for uh, not for what's her name, the redhead?
Olivia Cook,
Olivia Cook, I knew was going to come in and do her thing. That
but
I had
Emma
no problem with.
Darcy,
Yeah, Emma Darcy's the new one or the old actress? Because I thought the younger actress for the blonde,
Millie, yeah, Millie Acock was
she
the younger actress.
was fantastic. And I'm like, damn, I'm really going to miss her because she brought a lot of vulnerability, a lot of like rebellion to it. And when you have the new actress who comes in, I was a little concerned. I was like, damn, I
Yeah.
just lost someone who I have the biggest connection with because you still
Mm-hmm.
have the king stays the same, Doctor Who guy stays the same, and you're feeling them. They both killed it. Like literally, I'm what's the Rhaenys?
Renera.
Rhaenyra, and that second half has to
That's
do
the thing,
so
though.
many scenes, specifically a walk with a trail behind her. I was like, oh, okay, I guess you won me over. And
Oh
then in the
yeah.
finale, you
Mm.
realize what the whole season's leading up to.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And she does
it's
it in a
these two.
look.
She does it in a look, and I'm like, that's exactly where we need to end it on. I
Yeah.
thought you still got the VFX fights that you needed them to, you know,
Mm-hmm.
clash with, but I really think it was an emotional climax that you get to where you realize, all right, there is no looking back at this friendship anymore. That's the line that has been crossed, and to me, I'm like, that's the perfect ending because now we have the beginning of what's going to be season two. I
Yeah.
also like that they're taking their time with it. I hope that they spend good money on the dragons when there's a lot of stuff in the air and they get very diffused and they're like exterior shots. But whenever they're like on them floating in the dragons, I do need them to fix that for season two because it looks goofy. And I don't want it to age that much because you have really great performances, really good writing, really good blocking, um, and really good use of the score that doesn't need to really be changed. Everything that's firing on all cylinders. They just need to fix those VFX shots.
Yeah, it's funny because people have been talking about how good the volume is, and they apparently did use the volume VFX for making those dragon scenes happen. And I don't know, it's
Okay.
some of the worst looking volume stuff I feel like we've seen yet. Much better in the Mandalorian and the Batman for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't take me out of the show. I know a lot of people get frustrated, like when it gets dark or when it maybe gets a little bit more VFXy. But I still think that ultimately what you care about are these characters and the dynamics between them and
Easily.
the constant power, the tug of war over who's going to be in power. And I think they've really got that down. The way that they have continually raised the stakes, found new nuances into this fight. I've seen people also criticize the show for being all set up to what season 2 is going to be, and I see that, but I think it's really well done setup. Like, really puts you in the world, makes you grow an attachment to these characters, because it's not that easy to build a sense of like a history of a sense of a place. And that basically is what they did in season 1. They've really like set the table perfectly, so when we do finally go to war, there are investments on both sides. Like, maybe you do know who you want to win in this whole power struggle, maybe you know who does win because you read the book. I have not. But I think they've done a great job of establishing things in a way where you have these various rooting interests, the way you did watching Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones was more than just uh, Khaleesi or what's her name, Danny and Jon Snow. It was Tyrion, it was Littlefinger, it was Stannis. It was that there were all these different
Moving
people
pieces, yeah.
involved, and you need to have, you need that base in order to really enjoy the full breadth of a show like this. I think what they've done is really, really great. I thought we didn't talk about episode 8, which was my favorite of the season, but I thought it was kind of very beautifully done, and not only gets the intensity of this fighting over succession, but like the heartfeltness and the I don't know, the pain, the human pain involved in seeing your families torn apart. I'm really impressed with the show so far. I think they're nailing it in every aspect.
I'm looking forward to it. If you haven't hopped on it, no better time. You don't have 5, 6, 7 seasons of Thrones
Mm-hmm.
to catch up on. This is the prologue. Watch this, and as we always say, if you like it, then boom, you have a whole other series that follows afterwards for you to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But which one was 8 again?
8 was the one where
Where they make the switch?
no, 8 was the one with the big family dinner and with Patty Considine being really old and decrepit.
Someone loses an eye.
Yes. No.
Okay, that's
Wait, is that no? Sorry, that's 7. 8 is the one where somebody loses a head.
okay. Say no more.
Yeah. Anyway, so
No, that's the one where they lost fingers.
right.
Wrong
That
body parts.
so we're still in on Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. It's still fun, and maybe we'll get on maybe more of a weekly pace with the show in season 2 or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been good.